Let me tell you about my show. Wednesday nights. And here we go. It's the rule of three with a touch of Basco. And like the Joker says, and here we go. It's Wednesday night and it's 9 o'clock. Click on the thumbnail, it's about to get hot. We get 3 different questions in only 3 minutes. It ain't for the scared, it ain't for the timid. Some will like us and some just don't. A lot will back us and some just won't. It don't matter with the Khaos crew. We specialize in making things do what they do. So sit back, chill, and enjoy the show with me, Chris, Guy Scar, and Nzo.
Fire, peace, 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights. Don't miss it. Check us out.
Jeremy stuff?
What is up, everybody? I am Chris Knight, and this is the Rule of Three here on Chaos Central. A couple days later, but Nzo went to go see Avatar 2 Way of Water. Isn't that what it's called? Way of Water?
Yeah.
Okay. He went to go see that yesterday, and man, between you and Jeremy saying that it's good, it scares me that I'm going to go and like this movie.
Who? Who?
Well, Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers, and I do not by any means hang anything I choose to watch on what he says. It's just I know, and if Jeremy watches this, nothing against you, Jeremy, but here's the deal. I know that if you can find something to trash it for, you will. And the fact that I haven't heard him trash anything.
And I'm going to give him a reason why. You see, this is the bullshit that we talk about this shit. Because in the fucking Avatar movie, the humans, the white people, are fucking trash, right? So I don't hear him running out there talking about, oh, you know, they made white people look bad in this movie and blah, blah, blah. I don't hear none of that from him. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the biased bullshit that I can't stand from those guys. But on a different level,
that's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to go into that side. I'm just saying I'm surprised that he didn't. But that's fine. Go right ahead. By all means, I don't care if you do or don't. It's just, but then you say it's good, and I've said it many times when you and I are both on the same page about the first one.
Yeah.
So I mean, I actually think, and a lot of things are saying it's really good. So I'll go see it. And I mean, and like you said if it was good, you'd say it was good. You say it's good, so that means a lot to me. But guys, welcome to the show. We've got a lot of Final Fives to answer tonight. Somebody could take over first place. Some of them changed within the last 24 hours, too. That's the crazy thing. And you guys know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Boy, that was some shit that happened. Yesterday, the news that came out.
Oh.
Henry Cavill.
Oh.
If we had done this on Wednesday.
Oh, right.
We would have, some of this would have been wrong.
Yeah.
Or I'm not sure. I don't, like I said, I don't look at the answers. I just know that one of those, the answer is different today than it would have been if we had done it on
I
Wednesday.
got you.
So that's the crazy thing. So with that said, let's go around and talk to these gentlemen and let them tell you about themselves.
If that had happened, what would we have done in that situation?
Well, we'll have to see how he answered, because once we see the answer, if we're all right, we'd just probably take one off, or we wouldn't have changed it at all. If we were separate and different, we would have to flip it. But yeah, that's crazy though. So let's talk to these two guys. We're going to start down there with Nzo. Nzo, tell everybody about your shows and what you do on your channel.
What up, guys? Biggaford Entertainment. You already know what we do over there. Chaos Central stuff, OOC stuff, tournament stuff, man. Just good to be here.
Awesome. And Danny, go ahead and tell everybody about yourself.
I'm Danny, A.K. Comment Chat. You can find me on this channel Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesday nights. We're going to change up the little bit of the usual times that we stream, but that's all been explained and probably be explained again. But after the first of the new year, it's going to be a little different format. But ready to go. I'm a bachelor this weekend. My wife is going out of town with the grandboy, so I am free.
Awesome. So I am Chris Knight. Real Review 3000 is my channel. Gaming streams, other stuff like that. Talk a lot about Masked Singer, things like that, music, tons of stuff. But yeah, as Danny just said, at the beginning of the year, we're going to start doing one show every Monday. So it'll be Danny's the first Monday, then Anzo's the second Monday, then mine, and then the fourth week. It may not be the last week of the month, but the fourth week we will do all 3 shows. There's a couple shows that I'm talking to a couple people about starting on here. They won't be like every week either, but they'll be like every other week or something like that. So we'll have some expanded content. I still want to try to figure out how to do gaming streams on here with you guys, stuff like that, just to try to expand some content. But with that said, guys, let's go right into this. We're bringing back the 3 dreaded windows or doors. So, I don't remember who did it last time. So you guys fight it out and then decide who wants to pick first.
It don't matter.
Don't matter to me either.
And since you're wearing the Hulk shirt there, Danny, I'll let you pick first.
I'll go with 3.
Number 3. Let me make sure I bring up my little legend here so I know what we're doing. Number 3 is terminating the problem is how I described it. Terminating the problem. James Cameron. Oh, actually, no. This is what I'm doing. I need a little help. That's what I said. I need Alita help. That's what I called it. I'm sorry, I got the wrong one. James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez have sworn a blood oath to make Alita Battle Angel 2. After the success of the 2019 film, many thought Alita was going to get a quick green light for a sequel. But after Disney's acquirement of 20th Century Fox and other hurdles, it seems the two are vowing to continue the series. What are your thoughts? Do you want to see a sequel? Do you think this sequel will happen? And do you think Disney would screw it up? And you don't have to answer all of those. Those are just some generic questions I have when I read this. So 3 minutes is on the board. Danny picked, so I'll start with you, Nzo. 3 minutes, and your time starts now.
Well, I was one of the ones that, I don't know if Danny or you guys did, but I seen Battle Alita, the first one in the theaters, and I thought it was fucking amazing. I really enjoyed that movie. I think it's the animation is fire, the story is good. So if they plan to do a part 2, I will definitely go see it. I'm excited for it. I'll be there hands down. But I heard that like there wasn't planning on doing a part 2, and it didn't actually make its money back from what I remember. I'd have to check that out, but that's what the story I remember hearing, which was very disappointing because, like I said, it was a really good movie. So for those of you guys that didn't see it, I think you should go watch it. I'm probably sure you'll find it on a streaming service or somewhere like that. And since James Cameron is involved or will be involved, I don't think that, Disney will ruin that movie or like James Cameron seems to be headstrong and has enough pull in Hollywood to where if this is how we're making the movie, this is how we're going to make the movie. So I don't think that Disney will be able to get their hands into it and mess it up as much as people think it would. I don't really know too much about Alita when it comes to the anime stuff. I have no idea. My first interaction with her was with the movie that I saw. So I don't know how accurate it is. A couple of people say it's pretty close to being pretty accurate. You don't hear no complaints about it like they did with the Scarlett Johansson Ghost in the Shell movie. So hey man, I'm down for it. I'm so down for it. I think they should make a sequel. Because even if it didn't make as much money as I think it did, it still ended up having pretty much like a cult following. Like most of the people that seen it liked it. So I also believe that it probably will make more money the second time around. And as I seen with Avatar, James Cameron knows how to make sequels. You know what I mean? He really knows how to make sequels. We got Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which was fire. We got Avatar 2 now, which was pretty good. So if they do an Alita, I'd have to put my faith in James Cameron to make sure that it's up to par with the first one. So I'm definitely interested in seeing it.
Cool. All right. And Danny, you got 3 minutes. Time starts now.
While Anzo was talking, I looked it up, and the budget was 170 million, and it made 405 worldwide. So if you multiply 170 times 3, that comes out to $510 million. So it didn't make a profit. Well, it was about 100 million,
Yeah, that's what
105
I
short
thought. That's what I
from
thought.
making a profit. If you go by the formula of 3 times whatever the budget is. But I've seen bits and pieces of it. I haven't seen the thing all the way through. It looks pretty exciting. I've heard good things about it. I'm too like Anzo. I haven't known him. I don't know much about Alita, but it looked really good. Just like something looks good and it's kind of your cup of tea, but you just don't get around to watch it. That's kind of like the category that's in. I'm pretty sure if they do come out with a Alita Battle Angel 2 and the trailer looks good, I'll probably go and watch the first one so I can be familiar with it and refresh my memory and check out the second one. Like I was going to say, I agree. James Cameron seems to have the magic touch when it comes to sequels. I haven't seen Avatar 2 yet. I'm probably going to check it out Sunday. But yeah, I'll definitely be interested in seeing it. James Cameron, whether you like him or hate him or whatever the case may be, he seems to put his money where his mouth is on stuff. Based on reviews I've read, people I talked to, they say that the movie cinematology was fantastic, which I didn't have no doubt in that because the first one was. I don't think, however, I'm going to see it in 3D. I don't know. If they offered, I may pay the extra money to see the 3D. I'm not certain. But I'm definitely going to check it out. And Alita Battle Angel, I probably will see that in 3D because some of her fight scenes that I did see in the bits and pieces that I watched was pretty amazing. So, yeah, James Cameron make it. I'll go see it. And like,
Oh, no, sorry, no, go ahead. I'll ask later.
I just saying, like he said, James Cameron seems to have a lot of clout. I think he might be one of the most powerful directors in Hollywood now. So it seems like whatever he wants to do, they funding the money, or he's funding the money, or it's getting funded, and his vision is definitely front and center in his movie. So if he's involved with a Alita Battle Angel 2, then it's probably going to be good, and I probably would definitely go see it.
I was gonna ask. Oh God, I forgot now.
A lot of movies like that, DQ, when you said it was good, because I thought Brightburn was amazing, but it just didn't capture enough people.
What was?
Brightburn.
Did James Cameron have anything to do with the first Alita movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was his baby. He's the one that did the first movie, and whenever they were looking to try to do, they set it up to be a multiple movie thing if they can get it done. When they were going forward, James Cameron wanted to focus on Avatar 2, so he said, "How about this?" He handed it to Robert Rodriguez. Now that he's got the Avatar stuff running back again and got that started, he's basically talked to Robert Rodriguez, and they both said, "We want to do this." The whole blood oath. I didn't really watch the video, but I guess he said that over a conference call, they basically virtually did a blood oath saying, "We've got to do this."
I think sometimes if a movie don't make a profit, that cult following kind of thing kind of kicks in, and it's that cult following stuff is real tricky because some things that you think's not all that good, but it got that cult following, and it seems to breathe life into some things that's not profitable. I don't understand it. It's very tricky. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, I hope
it is.
Black Adam will have a cult following, but I don't know.
The thing I believe it is like a lot of people will skip it when it's in theaters, right? And then when it comes out DVD or streaming, they'll happen to catch it. And it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't go see this in theater. Yeah. And they get a lot of word of mouth after that as well, you know?
That's what I did with, I don't know if you remember a movie called Equilibrium. I didn't go see it in the theater, but when I saw it, I was like, why the fuck? How did I miss this?
Right, yeah.
All right. So my thoughts on this are, I'm interested. I loved the movie. I think I want to go say my kids and I went to go see it in the theater together, and it was because my my oldest is really into the Japanese manga, or however you say it. Manga, yeah. But he's into that stuff and the Japanese art and stuff like that. My youngest son is kind of into that. And so we went to go see it. I thought it was really good. Only thing I nitpicked about was that it had like 3 endings. It's like it kept going, and it's like, okay, we could have ended it there, we could have ended it there, we could have ended it there, but it wasn't like they were unnecessary. So it worked. Just you could have ended it. And I think that if they can get this done, I think that James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez can do a pretty good job with a sequel. It's open to a sequel. There's a lot of that stuff. The only thing with Disney is I'm not sure if James Cameron would want to work with Disney, because he's very particular about what he wants to do, and I'm just not sure if he'd want to go that route. Now he might, and I think was Spy Kids a Disney film?
I'm not sure, but I know Disney got a budget he won't.
Yeah. I think Spy Kids was a Disney film, and that's a Robert Rodriguez film. So there is that tie-in, maybe. I don't know, but I'd be interested in it. I think as long as Cameron and Robert Rodriguez are still involved in it, and they have the say in how the movie goes, that it would be successful. And I think that's a lot of what we found out with Disney. I think we've talked about this recently about Bob Chapek, is probably where 90% of the problems in a lot of this stuff going in the past were, especially with the MCU. So I think they could get, well, Avatar is Disney now. It wasn't Disney when he first did it. So, I mean, I guess he kind of just did what he did. So, I mean, anyways, my point is okay, fine. He did that with Disney, fine. He'll do it with Disney. As long as he has control is what I'm saying, is I believe it'll stay good. And I really think they should do it. I just don't know if there's enough pull because of, like you guys said, the first one being not quite enough to be profitable. But it's such a niche market, and I think it got a lot of play after the fact. And when it got a lot of play after the fact, I think that helped it, and I think it would help a sequel. Plus, like you guys said, James Cameron seems to know how to pull number 2 out really well. Let's keep talking. I mean, Aliens, Terminator 2. From all what I've heard, Avatar 2. I mean, yeah, the sequel, the second one seems to be his, like, I can do better.
I think when Avatar first came out, it wasn't Disney, but I think once Disney bought Century Fox.
20th Century Fox. And that's what I'm saying. So, yeah, he finished Avatar, and he did Avatar while Disney owned it.
But James Cameron, man, he made 2 of the highest grossing movies ever, so he got the magic touch, the Midas touch.
Well, he knows.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get a sequel to Titanic, though.
Yeah. I don't think this is going to be a $2 billion movie, but I think it's going to bust $1 billion.
If he hits $2 billion with this one,
hold on.
The guy has cemented himself.
Thank you for bringing that up, because when I was doing my little review last night, I was doing some research on it, which I didn't know that the first Avatar was the fastest movie to hit $1 billion. It did it in 19 days.
Damn.
Ever. Now, this movie, Avatar 2, is predicted to get $525 million on the first weekend. So if it makes $525 million on the first weekend, word of mouth is good. It has no competition up until February. This movie is going to make $2 billion.
Wow. You're right about no competition.
There's a possible... sorry, Danny, go ahead. What's that?
I said, you're right about there's no competition. I think the next movie is what, February? Quantumania?
Yes.
February or March.
Yes, I went and looked. I looked to see what was coming up. There is nothing coming up until that movie. And if this movie makes if it does make the projected 525 million in the first week, it's possible that it could be the fastest movie to make $1 billion, because if it does it in 14 days or 16 days, it beats the original Avatar movie.
That is crazy.
Well, you know, the theaters are open every day of the week. I mean, it could hit $1 billion within next weekend. They just won't tell you until.
Crazy. Here where I'm at, kids are out now. The day was the last day for this year. You don't go back to the 3rd.
Yes, that's exactly it. We have the holiday, the Christmas holiday for this movie. It could possibly make some big money.
I'm joking. I know a lot of times. Well, I know a friend of mine. Their family, they always go to movies on Christmas Day after the big dinner. Like, wow. He says usually packed too. So.
All right, Nzo.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pick the next one.
Let me go with door number 2.
Door number two is the Library of Congress gets some iron for their diet.
Oh my God.
There were only 2 comic book movies that were currently in the Library of Congress National Film Registry. Superman, 78, and The Dark Knight. Now there's a third. Yesterday they officially announced that the MCU got its first entry with Iron Man, with only 25 films being chosen every year. Does this honor belong with Iron Man? Why or why not?
Good, Robert. I don't know if Iron Man, out of all of the
Go ahead.
Out of all of the MCU movies, I don't know if Iron Man is the best movie to win that position. I want to think Civil War is better. Infinity War is better. Far as breaking barriers, but not good as quality because of the third act. Black Panther really broke some barriers, but I don't know. And I like Iron Man. Ain't got nothing really bad to say about it, but I don't think it's the best representation of MCU out of the whole 30 whatever movies it is. I'm not mad at it. I'm glad that it made it. That is giving some credence to.
I'm going to pause your time real quick. So it must be at least 10 years old. So how old is Civil War and all that?
Civil War is not 10 years old, I don't think.
Okay, so that is a requirement. It has to be at least 10 years old.
Let's see.
So keep going.
Civil War came out when?
I'll look it up while you keep talking.
Yeah. Iron Man. I don't know. If I got to choose between Iron Man and Man of Steel, man, I'm leaning more towards Man of Steel. But I guess Superman already had representation there. And
2016, by the way.
2016, so no, it's definitely not. I guess during that first phase, Iron Man was maybe the best movie. I think I didn't like Captain America: First Avenger. I think that would fit the criteria. I might have liked the Incredible Hulk better than Iron Man. I believe Incredible Hulk fits the criteria, but it's definitely a nod to geeks that like this kind of stuff. That the Library of Congress took the time to even consider it and then place it in its halls is saying something. I think they should definitely do a now I'm thinking about it. Blade is better than Iron Man, so Blade 1 or 2 should have been considered. If you're going like that, as far as start to finish, I don't know if could you call Blade a cult following. I don't know. I don't know if it made a profit. I don't know the numbers on that. But if I had to choose between watching Blade 1 or 2 or Iron Man, I would choose Blade 1 or 2. I think each time definitely Blade 2. That's the best out of 3. Blade 3 that's something different. But the fact that it made it, like I said, is an achievement, and I'm glad that they are kind of broadening their horizons and their scope and not closed-minded, because a lot of people think that these comic book movies is just a fad and not going to last. and hero fatigue and all that other good stuff. But the fact that it's going to be preserved and put it in there with those other films that's made it is saying something. So I'm not mad at it. But I think there may be one or two movies that may be better. Yeah, but the fact that it made it, I'm cool with it.
Okay. Very good. 3 minutes for you, Nzo. Your time starts now.
First off, I kind of like a little cringy when Danny said that Blade is better than the first Iron Man, Blade 1 or 2. I like those movies, but I personally don't think they're better than the first
Blade
Iron
2?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's better than the first Iron Man. But I also do think that the first Iron Man, right, does deserve to be there, not because it's like one of the best movies, but because everything that we see hinged on that movie, right? They always say that they took a big risk with Iron Man, they took a big risk with Robert Downey Jr., and if that movie failed, then we would not see the MCU the way we see it now. So for me, I think that alone deserves or puts it in that little category right there, because what we've seen since like, you know, we've had Infinity War, Endgame, Civil War, Black Panther, you know, all these movies are all because of the first Iron Man movie. So I think right then and there, I think that, not quality wise, but important wise, I think that puts it above every single other movie that came after it. Because like I said, once you flop it, that movie, their studio would have been done. I think if that movie flops, they would be in the situation that DC is in right now, where they can't get their shit together. They don't know what the hell they're gonna do. So I think all the cards and everything were put into place with that movie. They were able to get Robert Downey Jr. even after, you know, a lot of people said no and said he wasn't the one that you should use to carry this movie. You know, Terrence Howard, Favreau, all of them, they not Favreau, yeah, Dave Favreau. They all put their trust in Robert Downey Jr. and his performance in that movie. Like when you watch him, you see Tony Stark, you know. So everything to me was put together, put into proper places. So that's why I will put it in that. But while I'm ending it off, I have no fucking idea what this fucking thing is that Chris is talking about now. This is the first time I ever heard about it.
Well, okay, so because you're in Canada, I can understand that. So the Library of Congress, which is part of the national, like Washington D.C., its archives, keeps track of a lot of stuff. Years ago,
it's kind of like the Smithsonian Institute.
Yeah, I got you. The Library of Congress decided that there were film and audio recordings that were important to history that they needed to start picking these things. And what they do is they take an actual copy of it and it's in a vault. And this vault is fireproof, bomb-proof. I mean, it's like if everybody on Earth died tomorrow, this vault would still exist. Yeah, so it's designed that if something catastrophic were to happen, there's still some bit of memory. So if you remember the library at Alexandria, like ancient times, that they said there were just thousands and thousands of scrolls that had all the human knowledge in the world, and then it burned down to the ground. That's kind of what it's there for, and it's kind of there to save us from that.
A black car will be taken tomorrow.
Yeah, I seen that comment, Danny. I seen it. Hey, Danny. Bet you $10 Chris agrees with me.
Oh yeah.
On what? on what?
Man.
On this?
Iron Man being better than Blade and Blade 2.
I don't know, because here's the difference, and I will start with that comment. I don't know about being better. I love Blade and Blade 2. I love it. The difference is what it meant to film the moment it came out. What was that?
Put in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me do this. I forgot to do that with this one. Let me do that really quick here. Yeah, here we go.
Nobody collects Miss Marvel's. Chill. Nobody.
Get the Library of Congress collect
Right.
Miss Marvel.
So the difference here is that when Blade and Blade 2 came out, they were an anomaly. They were there specifically to grab comic book people. The MCU, and I think Nzo put it very well, it hinged so much because Filoni and Jon Favreau. He had a plan, and this plan started with this one movie. If it had flopped, I don't think they could have continued. Marvel, the MCU, Marvel Studios, was a subsidiary at that time. They were able to break off and be their own thing because of Iron Man. And you know that now they're with Disney, but they literally were able to run their own studio because of how well this movie hit it off. And that, again, a flaky actor considered at the time. I mean, people really didn't know if he was going to be able to stay clean still and a bunch of other stuff. There were so many questions behind, the actor. There were so many questions behind the pick of the character, this new studio that was going to do this stuff. And they also think Hulk had just come out before this, not too much earlier than this, well, a few years. And people panned it. So many things were different with Iron Man. Blade's really good. I love Blade and all that. It's just, I think it was a different place, and it meant a different thing because the MCU was going to start from this, and we had heard about this MCU. And those people who were into comic books were like, how the hell is Iron Man going to compete with Superman, with Batman? And here we are, 12, 15 years later, going, man, why can't DC get their shit in gear? Tell me 13 to 15 years ago if you would have said that. DC had their shit together when they did stuff. They don't now. So it rewrote how this all was done. Much like The Dark Knight, as much as Nzo hates it, The Dark Knight belongs there because it rewrote how these movies were being looked at, how they redid these movies. Superman rewrote how we were doing. So these three movies, as far as comic book movies go, changed the game. It went from let's be campy and funny or stuff about it, and then it became really real world with Dark Knight. And now we progressed it to let's do this combination of, yes, it's still got this fantastical side to it, but it's grounded. So many things changed. Blade's a great movie. I don't think it falls in the class of this because it didn't really propel anything.
God,
so I think that's a big difference.
I couldn't wait for Chris's time to be over. No, The Dark Knight does not belong in that fucking category. I don't give a fuck what you say about the movie. It does not belong there. Take it out.
Ledger made it iconic.
Take it out. Take it
the
out.
Other two, I
love it.
No,
I think the other two, the tank battle and Hulk dogs were awesome. I didn't hate the first Hulk. I think it was a great try. It needed to be fixed. I think The Incredible Hulk is far and away a better movie.
The first one, Ang Lee, was not good because back then I don't think special effects was really done well. Because that
the special effects
was really dark. You couldn't hardly see it. And then when with the fight with him and his dad, when he was absorbing man or whatever, and he water 1 minute, and all this kind of stuff.
Garbage.
I don't
know about that.
Fight was end fight was garbage.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I'm talking about what Dandelion said here. I think part of the Iron Man significance is to do with the arms development and manufacturing. I don't think that's it, because if that was the case, then the Quest for Peace, Superman 4 would have been in there.
All right, what saved Iron Man was Robert Downey Jr.
Absolutely.
He pulled out all the stops.
You see him and you believe he is Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You don't think he's Robert
Downey
Jr.
Iron Man is.
You think he's Tony Stark. Robert Downey Jr. is like, Okay, so
But that's also
actors can pull that off.
But well, let's be honest. That's exactly why I think Tobey Maguire worked very well for Spider-Man. I think that's why Andrew Garfield worked for Spider-Man. And I think that's why Tom Holland works for Spider-Man. Why they don't play Spider-Man the same. When you see them in the part, you're like, I can buy it. I can believe it.
Yeah, all three of them were good. Good in different ways.
Yes, but again, you watch it, you're like, I believe it. And for a movie that's about a guy swinging around New York City with webs, there's got to be some believability to it, and the believability is in the act. Same thing went for.
Just like when I first heard the guy playing Mysterio, I was like, I don't know, but shit, he was the
Jake
best
Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal did a great job with that.
He was the best part of that movie.
I don't disagree with that.
And I like Tom Holland when he's mad about Aunt May.
Mm-hmm.
When the time she got killed to the end, I'm all aboard that. I like him aggressive and mad and said all that. Mr. Stark, like a little puppy dog.
Yeah. Well, but I think it's important that in the 4 movies more than 4 movies, but in the 3 feature-length movies, and then the 3 feature-length movies we've got of him, he has matured in each one, and they waited for the death that would define him till this last one, which is really a new move for the Spider-Man, because in the other 2 iterations of Spider-Man, Uncle Ben dies within the first 30 minutes.
Right.
The fact they waited till like halfway through this last movie, that says a lot. I mean, and now he has gotten this maturity. Now he realizes it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
And you also had her in the first 2 movies, right? Even though like her roles weren't that big or anything, but it was a time for people to get to know her, maybe like her, and that's why when her death comes up, it's going to be more impactful, right? So.
All right. Let's see your last one. Here we go. In no short words, James Cameron says that Terminator Dark Fate didn't work because he refused to do it without Arnold Schwarzenegger. He says that he insisted that Arnold be in the movie against the director's wishes. He said that the director wanted and added Linda Hamilton. By that time, all of a sudden, it wasn't your Terminator movie. It wasn't even your dad's Terminator movie. It was your granddad's Terminator movie. Do you think he is missing the real problem of that movie, or is he right? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Okay, go ahead, Danny. No, you go ahead.
All right, Danny, 3 minutes. Go.
Yeah, I read that article, and I totally agree. I think that part of Hollywood is that sometimes you can capture, how they say it, lightning in a bottle twice. Sometimes you just can't. And I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is too old, and Linda. I think they said in the article that Arnold Schwarzenegger like in his 70s, Linda's in her 60s, and we don't want to see a superhero, even though it's our childhood superhero, in that capacity. There's some parts you just can't play. The same thing as with Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones. Nobody wants to see a geriatric 70-year-old supposed to be a superhero type character. It just doesn't work. So I think that was a problem. They need to do a reboot. Arnold Schwarzenegger can be involved behind the scenes or direct it or produce it or do something. He can be involved, but in front of the camera, he's not believable to be this badass Terminator like he was in the first and second ones. It's just not. So, and Linda Hamilton, as good as she was, she don't do enough movies to keep herself current. Only time I ever see her is in Terminator movies, and then after each movie, she's aged considerably. So I don't think that is going to be believable anymore, and that they need to start kind of passing the torch to these younger actors and stuff. Because I'm hearing, for instance, that like Henry Cavill won't be Superman, but I'm hearing now he's like one of the front runners for James Bond, and I'd be really glad to see him play James Bond. So
he almost played it before Craig. He was one of the people then. Go ahead, sorry.
So Sometimes you don't always get what you want, and the fans can always get what they want. I was disappointed when I heard about making the Terminator housemaid was a bad move. Yeah, crazy. You're right. I just want like with DCU, and I'm hearing they get rid of Gal Gadot and just kind of pretty much clearing the slate, so to speak. But an analogy that Robert Storm used earlier is like, well, damn, you get a new team, new coach and stuff. Yeah, you may get a new coach, you may get a new manager, but if you get a superstar on your team, most times, not all the time, they don't trade them unless you do something like Raiders and you trade Khalil Mack like an idiot like they did, and now they're paying for it. But most of the time, if you got a superstar quarterback or receiver or running back or some integral good part, you build around that. I thought that Henry Cavill was very good at Superman, but we don't see it anymore. So the same thing goes with this Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he did his time. He did it good. The first one is very iconic. Linda Hamilton did her thing, but now they need to go home, or if they're going to do something, do behind the scenes, not in front of the scenes, because it's not believable. And the young people will not remember this.
Okay. Very good. 3 minutes there, Anzo. Your time starts now.
Well, I'll say this. I don't know if you guys who's here seen Dark Fate, but I actually seen it. I went to go see it in the theater, and I 100% do agree that you need to get rid of Arnold Schwarzenegger. You need to move on from him. He's way too old to be playing this role. Nobody wants to see this 80-year-old man running around like he's still the young Terminator. It just doesn't work, right? But him being in the movie was definitely not the problem for this movie. It just wasn't. The movie's story was garbage. They killed off John Connor in the first fucking 5 minutes of the movie. Those were the things that were the biggest problems with the Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator being a so-called wife or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that was kind of cringy. Housemaid, yeah. That was kind of cringy. That was kind of dumb to do that. It pretty much didn't make much sense the way they did it, right? So all of it to me has basically to do with the story. Now, you don't want to bring back Arnold Schwarzenegger. You want to leave Linda Hamilton out. Even though she did pretty good. I'm not going to lie. She wasn't bad in it. You know what I mean? She's old, you could tell, but she didn't look as old. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you can just tell. You watch the first couple of Terminators, and there's scenes he's running around with no shirt on. His shirt is off, you know what I mean? But now he can't do that because he got that dad bod now, you know what I mean? His muscles
Nobody want to see that flab.
Yeah, right. Exactly. His muscles are hanging down, not,
up. Something to say once you say that. he better do whatever Stallone doing, because Stallone still look jacked up now. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, Stallone does look jacked up, and maybe Stallone is on the juice as well, to stay that way. I don't know. And maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger needs to holler at him and be like, hey, yo, man, I need some of that juice you got there. Give me some of that. But yeah, like I said, I thought the Terminator, the bad Terminator in this movie was really good. I liked the concept that it could split up into
Rev 9.
Yeah, I liked that concept. I thought that was pretty cool. And regardless of what you want to say, when he first goes into that factory at the beginning and has that fight with the girl, that shit was sick. That was fucking wicked. I think that was one of the best parts of the movie for me. And then the movie just goes downhill after that, right? And again, I do think it is because you bring in Arnold Schwarzenegger. You need a younger Terminator or a younger, antagonist or protagonist, whichever one, to come in there and give it the fight a lot more meaning, to feel epic, right? You know what I mean? It just didn't feel like
torch, baby.
You want to hear something really screwed up though? They did all the special effects. The 2 or 3 companies that worked on the special effects, every one of those companies that worked on that did it all with Adobe. All Adobe After Effects and all of that. Yes, that's all just stuff that you can buy for like $300 or whatever the subscription cost is now, And it's like, I heard that. I was like, holy shit.
Well, a lot of the effects, and
crazy.
a lot of the effects in that movie were good. I'm sorry. I
think it's always about who does it and how they do it, because if you really know what you're doing with that program, you get it. Okay, no, it was not because of that. Yes, he's older, but they never sold him as being young. I didn't necessarily have a problem with them killing John Connor, but that is problem number one. Most people didn't want to see that. They said it in Terminator 3 that T-1000 or T-800 Terminator kills him. So showing it to me didn't really make a difference. It's just I knew a lot of people weren't going to like it. The problem they did is one, change it from Skynet to Legion. They should never have
I agree.
just added something in there and literally said the future changed when John was killed, even though the future was already determined. This whole thing is always about a loop. That loop never changes. Doesn't really matter when John dies in the future. We know he dies eventually. It's the fact that this loop keeps going. So when they changed it, well, then how the hell does Legion happen? And why is Legion now called Legion and not Skynet? Because Skynet still exists because this Terminator's still in that time frame. So they threw in a whole bunch of convoluted mess into something that's already a convoluted mess. And I'm not going to say it's because they picked the female to be the new leader. I don't think that's really what it was. But I think that a lot of it was taking the Terminator lineage, being the Connors, John and Sarah Connor, and basically saying, oh, that doesn't matter now. You've watched so many movies that we've fucked up so many movies, but we've kept this one thing the same. And now that doesn't matter. And that's how they thought they were going to fix the whole thing. And that right there, I think, was the problem. It's not about the female being the new leader. They could have done what I think they should have done at the very end is as long as they kept it Skynet, they should have had a John from the future or a Reese from the future come and maybe say they found some new way to bring people from the past into the future and just say, Sarah, come with me. We need you here. And then you could have skewed the timeline, and if they wanted to continue it, they could have continued. They could have just killed the old timeline or stopped the timeline there. I don't know. It was a convoluted mess that I think didn't need to happen. And I think a lot of it was because James Cameron took a back seat to it. And to blame it on the age of two actors is really stupid. Yes, it doesn't help them, but they never played Arnold Schwarzenegger as being 20 anymore. He shows his age because that's the whole point. He's been sitting around doing nothing forever. And when he goes with them, he knows he's going to be terminated. He knows he can't win, but he goes because he understands computer processing wise, he understands the importance of human life now. And I think that was okay. It's the whole Legion and all the other crap they threw in it that they didn't need to. We can talk about this really quick.
And to be honest with you, like Terminator hasn't really been good since James Cameron left anyways. You know what I mean?
No.
You get Judgment Day, then you have Terminator 3, which was meh, and then you get Salvation, and then you get Dark Fate, and those movies
it amazes me how y'all can remember all that shit. I don't know.
Genesis, I like the idea behind Genesis.
I did too.
You fuck with John Connor, people just lose their shit. And that's why I said the first thing he did wrong, whether or not I cared or not.
That's when John Connor came back like a Terminator, didn't it? And one of them he come out, he was the bad guy.
That's
Genesis. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did it there. They did it there too, though. It became, remember, Skynet is Genesis. Because it was that little Sega play thing. And they added that in there too. And I'm like, why are we changing the core function of this? If all these other movies, Skynet never changes. It's Cyberdyne Industries. And Skynet is the program that they create. Why do we change that?
Because maybe like everything else, Skynet evolved to Genesis or whatever the name of it is. I don't know. I stopped watching the movies. I don't even watch that.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you, and I didn't see the last Dark Fate.
I didn't hate Dark Fate, but it was really not the sequel that James Cameron was saying that he was bringing back. He literally said, we're going to ignore all the other ones after T2. And he literally was trying to sell it as this is what my T3 would have been like. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. But if that's the case, if James Cameron is the king of number 2, number 3 he is not, because his number 3 was horrible.
Well, I sure hope he'll take his talents and revive the Predator scene.
You see, what I said, like, if they want to revisit Terminator, they need to reboot it, right? And I think we need to see the future war. Like, I know they tried to do it a little bit in Salvation, but I don't think we got enough. You know what I mean? Because it was the start. I think we need to see them in the thick of that war at some point in there, right? Maybe started off like that in the first movie, and then at the end you see Reese going back, and then the Terminator following him, and then you could do that with the second movie. But I think you really need to show how dire it is. Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what they should start at. They should start when John first becomes like a leader, or when he's really starting to push his weight around and say, listen, do you know who I am? I know what we have to do. I can beat these guys. Follow me. Sure. And like, I almost imagine that type of award being not like they show it in the movies, where it's like everybody's like in an army. No, I think this is more like back in the Revolutionary War, where there were many militias that were separate, many different leaders, and the people who thought that they were really good got more people to follow them, and that he had to fight to get everybody to come together, and that he's like George Washington basically. And I would love to see that. And then, like you said, at the end, he sends Reese back. And then the second movie is actually the original Terminator movie. That is a great idea.
Right.
The Prey was okay. I don't know if I say awesome. It was okay. It was
it was. Hey, listen, it's better than what they had been giving.
Yeah, it's better than the last couple ones they made, but awesome. I don't know if I'm putting that category.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it in awesome either.
It's something to build off of. But
all right,
if you say awesome, that would be Predator 1 and 2.
Let me see here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna count this really quick here. Find where my list is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Trying to fool people that he don't be looking at this stuff and see the results.
No, I'm looking right here because what I did is I went and looked at the thing and I put it on my. I did it while I was at work. I don't look at the answer sheet. I look at what it is, and is it answered yes or no matter how it is.
Shifty.
So I don't
what
know
do you
what
mean
Go ahead.
Sorry, Chris. No, he said the first new movie should be about John Connor that's not Kyle Reese's son. John Connor is always Kyle Reese's son. What are we talking about?
Yeah, you can't change that. That's why he sends. The whole point is when you find out, he knows that Kyle Reese is his father. That's why he sends Kyle Reese back. And if there's one thing that Genesis did well, it was that kind of, I don't want to tell him, but I gotta tell you.
Right. Yeah. Like, you have to go back and do this or else I won't be born. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, all right, guys, here we go. Final
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now for the moment that everyone's been waiting for. It's Khaos Central's Final 5 Fact or Fiction.
Yes, the Final 5 Fact or Fiction. 10 of them are answered tonight. And, like, we are actually closing out a lot of these. I think we got, like, 6 or 7 now that after tonight are going to be closed out. So, it's better than I thought, but, you know, hey. All right, here we go. First one, Final 5 Fact or Fiction that we're going to answer tonight was from week 1 of the Final 5 Fact or Fiction.
What's the scores now?
Oh, the scores? You want the scores first? Okay, fine. Here, hold on. We will,
let
me make sure. Here we go. Final 5 tally. We will bring that up first.
Anzo's
and I will
first.
share the screen. No, we're tied. Second is both Anzo and I with 40. Danny's got 42. but I think I seem to remember, and I think that both you and I, Anzo, are going to get one right now, and he is not going to get one on this first question. Final five, fact or fiction, week 1, question number 4 was the Batman is going to be a bigger success for DC than Black Adam. Black Adam is at what? 300 some odd million?
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty much going to say that its steam is done, right? I mean, it's going to get it's going to get home sales.
It's on streaming now, so
yeah. So I mean,
it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's not for sale, not free.
No, not free yet, but video on demand.
So here's the questions. Danny says fiction. Anzo said fact, and I said fact. So it is, as I said, both Anzo and I go up to 41, and Danny stays at 42. I'm going to say this week 1 is now closed. And I will go over here. And it is 41.
Yeah, I remember that show too. Danny was championing it, boy. Danny was like the rock power.
I liked it. I liked it.
You know, good and well, you thought that too. You just being a hater.
No, because I hate the Batman.
Because you don't like the Batman, so you like the Batman. You thought the Batman's gonna make more than the Rock.
All right, fact or fiction? Question number 4 from week 12. As discussed last night on Chaos Central, Winston Duke is rumored to be the new Black Panther. Now, this was just articles back then. Some say this is just rumors. Others have reported it to be true. Fact or fiction, Winston Duke will be the next Black Panther. Let us see here. Week 12. No, that's week. Oh.
Boomer.
No. Hold on. Well, we'll just go to that one. I think I have a week 7 in here somewhere, but we'll go to week 12. So question number 4. Danny said fiction. Anzo said fiction, and I said fiction. So we all said fiction, and we all get a point. There is no movement on that. We will save this one. Close. And we bring the tally back up. So close, Anzo. We're almost there.
Yeah, I know. I think we need like a recount to make sure that we had all Danny's answers.
Oh man, don't even get me on. Oh my god, I don't want to do that. I mean, we could. I mean, it's all right here. But
no, I'm joking.
All right, so let's see here. This is week 7. I guess I put it in the wrong place. Oh well. Final 5 fact or fiction question number 3. This is the last one for this week 7. There seems to be calls from some Republicans for Donald Trump to run for 2024. They fear it might hurt the midterm chances. Fact or fiction, Donald Trump will run in 24. Let's see here. Danny said fiction. Hanzo said fact. I said fiction because I didn't want it to be true. I knew he was going to do it, but I just didn't want it to be true. I think Danny said the same thing. But Anzo, you are now tied for first place.
That's what I'm talking about.
So you have 43 and nothing else there. So close that up. That closes out week 7 also. Let's see here. We're going to go to the next one. Oh, come on. There we go. This is Final 5, week 22, question number 1. And it says, with rumors of Walter Hamada being ousted soon, many people are hoping for the return of stars like Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill. Fact or fiction, if Hamada is fired, Affleck and Cavill will return. Now, here's the thing.
You got to throw that out because both of them come back, and now both of them gone.
That's what I'm saying. So this has changed because he was fired. We know that he's actually in The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
There's rumors that he might be an Aquaman somewhere too. Cavill did come back for Black Adam, but a lot of people are saying now Ben Affleck's going to leave too. So I don't know. So are we going to throw this one out, or what?
Wait, hold on. Here's the question though. I think we should keep it because they still did at least come back for one movie, right? It doesn't say that if they will return for good.
So question number 1: fact, and fact. We all said fact. So
I think we all get points for that. Yeah,
that's fine. That's why I brought that up because I was like, the past 3 days has totally screwed stuff up.
Right. And the fact that they at least came back for one movie, whether it was a cameo or that they were coming back, they came back.
And I don't know for sure if this is a final deal or not, because I think it pissed a lot of people off.
Yes.
And
what I'm hearing is that Gunn went to Ben Affleck and asked him to direct the next.
Direct the movie. Mm-hmm. Because Ben Affleck has always said he wanted to direct it, right? The original deal was for him to do his Batman movie and write and direct it.
Yeah.
You know, so he's always wanted to direct.
We're gonna save that one. Close it. And now we got Final Five, week 25, question number 1. Andor is coming out September 21st with all that saying Fact or Fiction, Moff Tarkin will appear in Andor. I probably am going to lose my ass on all of these.
You're the only one that's seen it. Did he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, he did not. He did not. He did not. I'm going to be honest with you. So, Fiction, Danny said, Nzo said fact, and I said fact. So, god damn it.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, tell me about it. I think I'm going to get my ass handed to me.
When I tied Danny, I heard the grunt. Now when he passed me, I hear the laugh. All right.
I hear the laugh because he's like, God damn it. God damn
it. All right. This is week 25, question number 3, Fact or Fiction. Director Krennic from Rogue One will be in it. Week 25, this is question number 3. Danny said fact. You said fact, and I said fact. We all said fact, so there is no movement on that one.
I don't even know who that was. I was just pulling shit out of my ass. I don't know.
Neither do I. I was like, who?
He's the main guy under Tarkin in Rogue One. Have you seen Rogue One, Danny?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I don't know who the fuck.
The guy that wears white all the time that gets choked by Darth Vader in Darth Vader's castle. That's who that is. Yeah. So nobody moves on that one. We all said fact, which I really thought they should have added him. I mean, he's there, but whatever. And the last one is, will Darth Vader appear in Andor? This is question number 5. Danny said fiction, and Nzo and I both said fact, so we stay put, and Danny goes up by 1 more.
Son of a bitch.
I'm going to save that one, because we only got 1 left there. And Danny, again, goes up 1 more. Man. I worked all that time to get back up even with you on, so now I'm last again.
And I just got tied. You see, that's the same thing happened last time. I tied Danny, and then he fucking went 2 up again. Same goddamn thing.
Week 28. Week 28. Here we go. Final 5 factor question number 2. Is people are getting ready for Black Adam. There have been loads of rumors. Here are some fact or fictions to add to them. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will break the 4th wall at least once in Black Adam. I didn't see it. Did you? Anybody?
No, he did not. He did not.
That's what I thought. So fiction, and I fall back. No. No, you got a point. Nzo, you said
I know, but I thought Danny said fact. I thought he said fact.
Oh no. He said he wasn't. He said he wasn't going to.
Because Danny likes the elbow shit.
I want to hear him to say. I said, boy, I would love for him to say.
Yeah.
You smell when the Rock is coming.
But when I put that on there, oh god. Okay, let's see here. The next one will be, I can't remember if it's week 28 again. Question number 3. Black Adam will be Dwayne Johnson's biggest solo box office movie, and I do not believe that is true. I think
it is true.
No, I'm looking. Hold on, let me double check here.
You can't count Hobbs and Shaw, that ain't solo.
What is Dwayne Johnson's biggest solo movie? I looked this up when I pulled it. It was his biggest box office opening. But 10 highest grossing Dwayne Johnson movies. So let's go here. Rampage was his, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's $428 million. What was Black Adam? What's Black Adam at right now?
Like 3 something.
Yeah, so right there. So that's higher. The Mummy Returns was not solo. San Andreas was solo. That's 473. Fast 5 not solo. Moana, I don't know how you want to classify that. That's 643, but that's not technically solo. Hobbs and Shaw was not solo. Any Fast and Furious? Jumanji, no. Fate of Furious, no. Furious 7, no. So the highest grossing on here that's solo, which I don't know why it comes up when I look solo up with all these other ones, is San Andreas, $473 million. And Black Adam has grossed
like 314, 315, something like that.
366 right now. So is it going to hit over 473, do you think?
I doubt it.
Okay, so can we call this one?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, we'll call this one. All right, so this is question number 3.
I know I said fact.
Danny said fact, I said fact, and Nzo said fact. We all said fact.
Son of a bitch.
It should have, and it was good enough to do it. I don't know why people bitched about it.
Fucking haters.
So do I.
I know.
That's why the DCU's in the mess it in right now.
Too many people
wouldn't go and support it.
Well, and the people who are in charge of it, because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I still say that now because of what they're doing. Question number 5. Black Adam will be the first step in restoring the Snyderverse. This one definitely changed.
I don't know what the hell I said.
Y'all said fact. I'm not. I don't. Unless something really heavily changes, like they fire Gunn or make him have to keep.
I think Gunn is going to totally mess this. I ain't going to say mess up. He's going to totally destroy any Snyderverse shit.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is funny because the guy who's in charge with Discovery didn't want that, so that's why I kind of question if he doesn't hit it out of the park. I could be wrong.
I'm not
films, he'll be gone.
Expert, but I think it's a mistake. Get rid of Cavill, Ben Affleck.
I do too.
I think that's a mistake.
I do too. But whatever, it's done. So, all right. So, the new totals is 47. 45, 43. This is like what it was. Like forever I was 2 behind and you were 2 behind, Nzo. All right. Anyways, that's the new total. And here we go. The new ones. Question number 1. With a snap of James. With a snap, and I did this purposely with this terminology. With a snap of James Gunn's fingers, it appears that Patty Jenkins and WW3, Wonder Woman 3, are gone. With everything happening at DC, will Wonder Woman 3 still happen in some way? And I think that, again, so much has changed in 2 days.
How about if we see another Wonder Woman, we would consider that 3, or would that be a reboot? It got to be titled Wonder Woman 3.
If they keep Gal Gadot, I will count that as a third one. Do you guys agree with that? Because if she keeps the part, you don't. No. So they could reboot it with her as the main person.
Right. I think it has to have some sort of connection to Wonder Woman 1 or 2. There has to be some.
Did Wonder Woman 2 have any connection to Wonder Woman 1 technically, other than Steve Rogers just kind of showing up?
That's the connection. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Be in there.
All right.
But hey, if you guys say yes, it's up to you guys. So I say no, but
I think we all gonna be on the same page. If they get if they get a new Wonder Woman, will we still? And to me, I think the title Wonder Woman 3 got to be in it.
Yeah,
for it to be
okay.
If it's something
was it called? It wasn't called Wonder Woman 2. It was called Wonder Woman 84. I think that there's some things here. If Gal Gadot is still in it and it still has some connection to those movies, doesn't have to be the Snyderverse in whole, because
I'll agree with that.
Anything.
Okay.
Yeah, anything connected to it. Like they mentioned something from one of those two movies.
Or she has a picture of Steve Rogers or whatever his name is.
Right. Yeah.
Not Steve Rogers, but Steve.
How about if it's a different if a different actors, is it still gonna be?
If it's different actors, it's done. It's not no. If it's a whole new actor or actress. So all right. So Danny, fact or fiction? Will it still happen in some way?
I'm gonna go with fiction.
Nzo?
I'm going fiction as well.
I am too.
I think James Gunn wants to get rid of that, and I also believe the reason why he recasted or he went the other way with Henry Cavill is because if you keep the same characters and reboot, it's going to be confusing for a lot of normies where they're like, wait a minute, this is not what happened in the movies we've seen. You know what I mean? So
what I said was exactly that. It's either you keep them all or you get rid of them all. And I don't want him to get rid of them all, but if he does it, at least he's doing the right thing fundamentally by not, it's not.
But
confusing.
right,
But has there ever been a reboot that kept the same characters?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of.
Has there ever been a reboot in anything and they kept the same characters?
I don't think so. I can't think of anything right now, but
seriously,
no. But here's a question though. Here's a question though. What if the Flash movie comes out, right? And they do a Flashpoint kind of thing, and they reboot it, kind of like soft reboot, and you still get a Wonder Woman, and they still kind of reference what happened. Even they wouldn't be able to. So, yeah, that wouldn't work. That
wouldn't the multiverse? You consider that a recast, a reboot?
If they do something with the multiverse, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky one. I think we play it by ear. When it comes out, we say, you know what I mean? We all decide whether
we can decide
or not.
Yeah, because I'm not going to sit here and do it like we'll have to take these as they come along, because again, so much has changed right now that it's just kind of crazy. So I mean, all right. So, but we all said fiction on this one. Number 2. There's been a lot of speculation as to what will happen in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny after seeing the trailer. And you guys have both seen the trailer?
Yes.
Okay. Fact or fiction? Indiana Jones 5 will, at minimum, make its money back. Now, for the fourth one, made $758 million. It made its money back. So, okay.
This movie
Annie
will not make
says fiction.
Back.
So, are we going by the 3 times rule, though?
Yes. That's what I did for.
What's the budget
the fourth
for?
one.
Let me look at the budget.
The budget's like 190, I think. Hold on. The budget for this one, they're saying a little above 200 million now. But it has not actually posted, but I would say anywhere from 200 to 215 million probably by the time it's done.
We're going to make $600 million.
675.
No,
which the last one made 700 something, so.
I don't think it'll make it.
Okay, so you say fiction. Nzo.
Yeah, I'm going to go with fiction on this one, too.
I didn't hate the fourth one. I'm going to say fact. And I'm probably wrong because there's so many things they could fuck up on this.
15 to 20 years younger.
I know, but listen.
You go ahead.
There's a chance.
I want you to be wrong, so go ahead.
Hey, listen. This one's all heart. It's all heart, which is the totally wrong way to do these. But all right, number 3. Only 2 of the 16 AFC teams are eliminated from the 22 playoffs. 2 teams on the bubble are the Chargers and the Jets. They're like the first out. At least, fact or fiction, at least one of these teams, or one of those teams, will make the playoffs. Either the Chargers or the Jets. Doesn't matter which one. If one of them makes it, that's what has to happen. Fiction?
I didn't say that.
Oh, I thought you said.
Okay. I did.
How about this? I say, I will say, I'm going to say fiction.
I'm going to say fact.
Yeah.
Fuck. Chargers and both teams. I'm going to go with fucking Danny, and I'm going to say fiction as well.
I think
I said fiction.
Oh, I'm going to go fact. I'm going to go fact. Sorry.
Okay.
Jets going to make the wild card.
They're the 2 teams are the team that would do it, I think. Man, I think they've been faltering. Plus, I think their starting quarterback's out, isn't he?
I don't know.
So I don't know.
No cats are playing
Anyways.
better than I ever thought they could.
Who?
I said, them cats are playing better than I even thought they ever could.
Oh, yeah. Well, what's going on with Washington? Washington's not doing too bad, are they?
That whole division has got some new life breathed into it.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, above 500.
Question number 4. We all know what Danny thinks. Time for him to put his money where his mouth is. Fact or fiction? Into the Spider-Verse 2 will make more money than the first one.
I will boldly say fiction.
I'm going to look up and see how much did the first one make. How much did Into the
I think it was
make?
like 600 million or something like that.
375.5.
Oh, 375.
Let me change that. Let me change that to fact.
That movie had so much hype after the fact, it wasn't even funny. Okay. Anzo.
Oh, I thought it meant like 600 or 700.
Fact.
No, I say fact too. I saw that number. I'm like, man, I got to be honest with you. So I told you how much it was because I wasn't going to hold that from you. All right. And the last one we have here is we know that John Rhys Davis is returning in Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny as Indy's friend Sala. But fact or fiction, Indy's wife from the fourth one, Karen, and from the first one, Karen Allen or Marion Ravenwood will have a cameo. Now, you guys may not watch it, but
Chris, you are the master of getting these questions that nobody but you know what the fuck is going on.
I don't know. I saw him in there, and I'm like, "Where's his wife?"
Freak. You love it. You just said
I love all movies. I love movies.
Oh, I don't even know who that woman is.
In the first one, the woman he goes to see to get the round piece that the guy's in the bar and he burns his hand. That chick is Marion Ravenwood. He marries her in the fourth one at the end.
Will she be in this one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
I'm going with fact.
I'm going with fact too.
All right, I'm going to say fact. I don't know.
Wasn't that the same actress that played in Scrooged?
Yes.
That's Bill Murray's love interest?
Yes. It is the same one. So we'll save those. Danny is fiction, fact. Anzo same. I am fiction, fact. So a little change there.
3 facts, 2 fictions each.
He still hates snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Mutt's supposedly dead, though. Died in Vietnam. Well, that would be the best thing they could have done for the thing. The brunette from movie 1, yes. Fact. Plus the Miles game. Yeah. So, anyways. All right, guys. Make sure I did say that. Because I don't want to boomer it. I think I did that one week and I had to go back and watch it. I was like, oh, shit. Anyways. There you go, guys. That is it. 10 answered. Let me go look really quick here. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 full weeks completed out of the 30. And many of them are down to 1 or 2 left. So, not too bad, I don't think. Nope. So, with that said, guys, minute and 20 minutes, or an hour and 20 minutes, not too bad. Thank you, everybody who watched tonight. I know Chillmonger was here, Shifty, Robert Storms, Dandelion Fluff, David, lovely Sherry was here. I saw Rogue Comics, Eyes Only. Who else? Let's see here. Go up through this. Something about hot photos of my sister, XXX69Biz. Thank you very much for showing up. Yeah, Thomas Potts, thank you. Everybody who showed up tonight, thank you very much. And to the gentlemen who do this show with me and the other shows, thank you for being here. Danny, tell them who you are and what you do.
I'm Danny, A.K. Comment Chat. You can find me on this very channel Monday through Wednesdays. And like Chris did at the beginning of the show, we're going to be changing up the format after the first of the year. We're going to be doing one show each week. We're going to be the first Monday, Anzo second Monday, Chris third Monday. And then I think that fourth one, we may possibly do all 3. They're still up for debate, but thank you all for coming. Of course, Anzo's show on Wednesday nights OOC. I missed it last night. Well, this week I was swamped with work. And I'm on Guy Scar's channel on his show, The Hangout, and on Sundays at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, I'm on Storms Live. So thank y'all all for supporting us. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, Danny was like, "Fuck, you missed the show, man. We had a good one."
I can imagine.
Yeah, did you see the title? The title was "Law Allows Citizens to Shoot Cops."
Wow.
Was that not it? Was that not the exact title?
Yes.
And I bet you, Chris, he didn't show where that Canadian cop whipped the shit out that man ass like he sent to the When it was an American cop, he'd be showing it. See?
You're right.
See?
You're right. I did forget to show that one.
But
supposedly there's an Indiana law that says if the cops break the law to come into your house without a warrant or anything, you have the right to shoot them.
I saw the title. I'm like,
there's a law here on the books. I'm gonna tell you how old it is. On Sunday afternoon in our state house court steps, you can take a stick as long as your elbow to your middle finger. It can be no longer than that, and you can whip the hell out your wife on the courthouse steps.
Damn.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's like these old crazy laws.
Now the question is if somebody actually did that, how long would it take for that law to get changed?
Hey, it's on the books, bro.
Well, there's tons of. It's like people forget about it. And now the thing is, I saw that title, and the first thing I said, "Well, there's a show Danny's not going to be on."
I'm glad I wasn't on there.
All right, Nzo, tell them about yourself. Tell them about that OOC and everything else you do. Go ahead.
Yes, guys. Biggaford Entertainment. Do a bunch of shows. OOC. We do tournaments. Got the Khaos Central stuff. Sometimes I do little movie reviews like I did last night. Just make sure you check us all out, man, because we all try to do some good content to keep you all entertained. And yeah, that's about it. Great show.
You see what Shifty said, Chris? The fourth week we could do a trivia. I don't know how to say
we can talk about that. We're still figuring out. We know the Monday each show will do the first 3 Mondays. We might change up what we do each fourth week. I don't know.
They get like a trivia, like that Matchbox thing you do. They get like a trivia version of that.
Which one?
Cool. The Matchbox games you do on Sunday.
The Jackbox.
I can get. Yeah, there's Jackbox. You don't know Jack, but it's
I don't want to do
trivia.
that
I think we
because you do that on Sunday.
But I can find something that's like trivia based. I'm sure there's something online we can find that is more like geared towards like Hollywood and comics and stuff like that. That's what I gotta find. I can find it. Yeah, for sure. We can talk about it. Any man tries beating me will quickly regret it. Well, okay. You're in Canada, so that law isn't there.
I'll definitely stop and look at those.
Okay.
I'm joking, man. I'm joking.
We're going to discuss what we're going to do in the fourth week.
No man should beat a woman unless she is physically actually trying to kill him. Then all bets are off.
I totally agree with that.
Or maybe if that 5th week or whatever, we could probably do a tournament or something like that. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, that's whatever. Like we change it up. Trivia tournament works. We run out of tournament topics. I don't know what else to do now.
I still got a few that we I still got a few that we can do.
All right. But with that said, I'm Chris Knight. The Real Review 3000 is my channel. This has been Khaos Central. We thank all of you guys for coming. Just remember, we're not stopping anything. We're just going to kind of change up how we do stuff, so there'll be some more content probably. And with that said, guys, thank you very much for being